What if I told you that a dirty, scratched, and bad condition Lincoln penny in your pocket could actually be worth millions of dollars? First up, the 1971 Lincoln penny is a fascinating and historically meaningful coin that, while very common in everyday circulation, becomes incredibly interesting when examined in deep detail from a collector's perspective. This coin was produced at the well-known Denver Mint, which is identified by the small d mint mark located just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. The obverse features the legendary profile of Abraham Lincoln, a design created by Victor David Brenner that has remained one of the most recognizable coin portraits in the world. The reverse side of the 1971 penny displays the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of national unity and remembrance, with intricate architectural details that can become quite sharp and beautiful on well-struck coins. The composition of the 1971 Lincoln penny is one of its most important characteristics. It is made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, which gives it a relatively heavy and solid feel compared to modern pennies. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, with a plain edge. This copper-rich composition gives the coin its classic reddish appearance when new, often described as mint red. Over time, exposure to air and handling causes oxidation, which gradually changes the color to red-brown and eventually deep brown. Collectors carefully evaluate this color because it plays a major role in determining value, especially for uncirculated coins. The mintage of the 1971 Lincoln penny was extremely high, with more than 2.9 billion coins struck. This massive production makes it one of the most common coins in U.S. history. Because of this, most examples found today are heavily circulated and show signs of wear, such as flattened details on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and jawline, as well as worn lines on the Lincoln Memorial. In such conditions, the coin is typically worth only its face value or slightly more due to copper content. However, the story does not end there, because condition, strike quality, and mint errors can significantly increase its value. When analyzing a 1971 penny, collectors focus heavily on strike quality. Many coins from this year were not struck with full ooze, resulting in weak details. Strong strike examples, where Lincoln's hair strands are clearly defined and the memorial columns are sharp, are much more desirable. In top-grade coins, the reverse design is so detailed that the tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial can be seen, which is considered a sign of an exceptional strike. Grading is another critical aspect of understanding this coin. The grading scale ranges from poor P1 to mint state MS70. Most 1971 pennies fall into lower circulated grades such as good G4 or very fine VF20. Coins in extremely fine XF40 or about uncirculated AU50 condition show much more detail and are more desirable. However, the real value lies in mint state coins, particularly those graded MS65 or higher. In these grades, the coin retains its original luster and has minimal marks or scratches. Bright red uncirculated coins (ROD) are especially prized and can sell for significantly higher prices compared to brown or red-brown examples. Error coins are where the 1971 Lincoln penny becomes truly exciting. There are several types of minting errors that collectors look for. Doubled die errors occur when the coin design is impressed more than once in slightly different positions, creating a visible doubling effect on letters or numbers. Repunched mint marks (RPM) are another variety, where the D mint mark appears to have been stamped multiple times. Other errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, and die cracks. These error coins are much rarer than regular issues and can range in value from tens to hundreds of dollars depending on their uniqueness and condition. Historically, The 1971 D penny represents a period of economic change in the United States. During the early 1970s, the cost of copper began to rise significantly, putting pressure on the U.S. Mint to find cheaper alternatives for coin production. This eventually led to the major composition change in 1982, when pennies were switched to copper-plated zinc. As a result, the 1971 D penny is part of the last generation of traditional high copper cents, which adds to its appeal among collectors who appreciate older coinage materials. Another interesting feature of this coin is its accessibility. Unlike rare coins that are difficult to obtain, the 1971 D penny can still be found in circulation, coin rolls, and old collections. This makes it an excellent starting point for beginner collectors who want to learn about coin grading, error detection, and preservation without spending a lot of money. Many collectors enjoy searching through large quantities of pennies in hopes of finding a high-grade example or a rare error variety. Proper care and storage of the 1971 D penny are essential for maintaining its condition and value. Coins should be handled by the edges to avoid fingerprints, which can cause permanent damage to the surface. They should be stored in a dry, cool environment, preferably in protective holders such as coin flips or albums. Cleaning the coin is strongly discouraged, as it can remove the natural surface and reduce its value significantly. In terms of value, most circulated 1971 D pennies are worth between 1 and 5 cents. Uncirculated examples can range from $1 to $15 depending on their condition and color. High-grade coins, especially those with a full red designation and minimal imperfections, can reach $20 to $50 or more. Error coins, depending on their type and rarity, can be worth significantly higher amounts, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. In conclusion, the 1971 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how even a very common coin can hold deep historical, educational, and collectible value. From its copper composition and massive mintage to its potential for rare errors and high-grade specimens, this coin offers endless opportunities for exploration. Whether you are a beginner learning the basics of coin collecting or an experienced numismatist searching for rare varieties, the 1971 D penny remains a timeless and rewarding piece of American coinage history. Please like and subscribe to my channel.